Hey, what is going on, guys? Chiefman here. Today I am super excited to be bringing you guys Fan Fights episode. I believe this is number 6, maybe number 7. I'm not actually sure completely, but let's go ahead and get right into this match. We are jumping right out of the draft into the game. We do see School Days Lyra loading up on the red side along with Reza and Gwen. Meanwhile, on blue side, we do have a Cloud Raider Vox, probably going to be in the lane, and we do see a Black Feather in the jungle. So this is interesting. I think the Lance obviously going to be support, but the Lance Black Feather mix, I don't see that a lot. Interested to see how that goes. Black Feather obviously going to be going to CP, and of course we have the Weapon Power Vox in lane that has been dominating pretty much the past, I would say, 3 or 4 patches. Meanwhile, on red side, we do see going to be a Weapon Power Gwen in the lane. Obviously, that has been very popular as well. Gwen, a very popular pick most of the time. A little bit of lag, sorry about that. But yeah, so Master Bro, Lyra, and Reza down here. New hero Reza in the jungle. I actually am really happy that somebody picked Reza because I wanted the next fan fights to be, you know, the first fan fights after update 2.7. I wanted it to be, whoa, I'm getting crazy lag. Okay, we should be okay now. Okay, so yeah, the first fan fights after update 2.7, I wanted it to be featuring update 2.7 content. So we obviously, now that we have Reza, sorry, that is awesome that we do have that. There is no Grace in this game or any hero with a new skin, so we unfortunately aren't going to have that. However, we do have pretty much everyone else, so that is pretty great. Let's go ahead and load in here. Reza throwing out that Scorcher A ability. Black Feather wanting to go ahead and dive in to steal this, but he doesn't want to get too committed. We do see Lyra taking a good amount of damage from that tree, and here comes an Impale that is going to get Lyra extremely low. Lyra using her boost to go and get away from there. Reza going to go ahead and loop around here to go and save his support potentially, but Black Feather and Lance are going to back off. Vox or Gwen potentially caught in a good or a bad spot, but she is able to sidestep that Impale, which was very nice. Let's go ahead and see what blue team does now. Lance will be backing. Black Feather will be seeing what he can steal. Obviously, he'll be taking these bottom minions as blue team finishes up their backs. Looks like Reza may catch out this Black Feather here as he's going back. He's probably not going to go into engage him. He's going to throw out a Scorcher. Potential contest for this bottom Treant here. We'll see what happens. He's going to go over to see what Black Feather is doing. He's going to go and throw out a Scorcher. It looks like that will go to Black Feather anyways. Lance going to go and use that Githian Wall to go ahead and protect his Black Feather. Potential Imperial Sigil coming out that will give Reza a little bit of a heal boost. Impale coming out that will root that Reza. And now we do have Lyra continuing to pursue this. There's no Crystal Sentry here to protect them. So this is pretty fair game right now. Reza diving in, he will get that heal. Lyra just continually doing some damage. It looks like Reza doesn't really want to engage, but Lyra is engaging, so he's kind of confused. Looks like they may gonna go ahead and head back to their jungle. Meanwhile, blue side, they're gonna keep farming up. Let's go ahead and check on the lane as we move here. Haven't been looking at the lane too much so far this game. We do see this Vox you know, pressuring this Gwen as much as he can. He does have 26 CS compared to Gwen's 24, so not really a significant lead at all. But we do see, you know, going for that Barb Needle, going for the Swift Shooter. Pretty much positive that he will be getting, obviously, the Poison Shiv early game. So that is pretty obvious, and I think Gwen may be doing the same. Oh no, Gwen's going Tension Bow. What was I thinking? That is the total Gwen build right now. But yeah, so yeah, so Gwen probably going to be going Tension Bow Sorrow Blade. I'd be surprised if she didn't go that. Vox diving onto Gwen with some auto attacks, and Impale will do a good amount of damage to this Gwen. Meanwhile, we do see Lyra taking a lot of damage from Lance. Holy crap, that was a lot of damage. And now Lyra will be able to safely get away, but Vox may not. Gwen almost getting clipped by that Impale. She will not, though. Reza coming up to go ahead and defend his carries. He's going to go and dive onto Lance. He may be using some Troublemaker here. Diving into Troublemaker, he will get propelled back by a Githian Wall, though. So everybody just kind of all over the place right now. And we do see, you know, this Reza looking for his engagement that he wants, but it's going to be hard. Throwing out Scorcher, that actually will connect with that Vox. Now Gwen only needs 1 or 2 more auto attacks to go ahead and get him, but he is well protected by this Lance that he has, obviously, the Githian Wall to heal, and obviously the Impale to go ahead and stop some enemies in their tracks. Buckshot Bonanza coming out from Gwen. She wants to go and finish. She's not going to be able to, though. Imperial Sigil coming out from Lyra. Gwen looking for another auto attack to go onto Vox, but he is going to go ahead and get out of range. That's enough. Potential engagement in the jungle here. We do see Reza and Black Feather They were in fairly close proximity, but now they are kind of separating in the jungle here. We do see red team coming down to go ahead and see what they can do. Now we have all 3 members of red team together. Blue team, meanwhile, is very separated as we look around. Master Bro is going to go ahead and see what he can do. Obviously, he's going to go ahead into lane with his carry, but obviously as Gwen moves into lane, she will be looking for this buckshot bonanza here. She's going to continually get some more damage to go and burst this Vox down. That is basically going to be her goal this entire game. I feel like the Blackfeather's job is really going to be to dive onto this Gwen and just get as much damage as possible. Obviously that's the job of any assassin, but you know, so Reza obviously classified as a warrior, so he's not going to be doing obviously as much, or is he? No, he is, sorry, he's classified as an assassin, but he's diving in right now. We do see Imperial Sigil coming out. Gwen doing a ton of damage to this Vox with her auto attacks and her buckshot bonanza. Blackfeather now joining the fight. Vox is extremely low. Another Tenchibo proc onto that Blackfeather. Very, very nice. Just Gwen doing a lot of damage to Lance as well. Even the support taking a good amount of damage from this Gwen. Obviously with the Tenchibo, she is going to be doing a good amount of damage even to these enemies with armor. Tenchibo obviously a great item against enemies that are armored. Not heavily armored. Obviously Bonesaw is better than against heavily armored enemies, but definitely some light armor Tenchibo can definitely pierce through. Obviously when it had 12 armor pierce, it was a little bit better than 10, but still a fairly effective item. We do see now Gwen going to go ahead and poke her way through using the Imperial Sigil to go ahead and heal up as she can. But now Vox taking that buckshot bonanza. But yeah, so I feel like he is getting a little bit more he's getting a little bit more anticipated of when the buckshot bonanza is coming, and he kind of backs off and does a good job about doing that. Obviously, he also does have the light armor at this point, so that is going to allow him to go ahead and propel those Gwen, you know, or to go ahead and minimize the Gwen damage as much as he can. And obviously, as he continues to stack up that armor, she will do less and less to him. However, if she does decide to get some more armor pierce like a Bonesaw, which she probably won't, because she already has the pierce from the tension bow, she will be able to do a little bit more damage to them. So let's go ahead and take a look. We do see Reza and Blackfeather potential outbreak in the lane. Blackfeather going to come out. Scorcher being thrown out by this Reza. However, Lance taking a ton of damage. He will have to go ahead and back off. Reza pretty much owning this jungle right now. Blackfeather looking for another form detonator coming out from this Reza, doing a lot of damage with his empowered auto attacks. That will be it for Blackfeather. Holy crap, that Reza damage. And the ace is high, comes out, just barely clips Vox. The block is too late. Extremely, extremely well executed team fight here by the red team as we see this game will continue. We saw that Ace's high ultimate from Gwen just perfectly timed. Vox tried to get away. He blocked it, but it was way too late, and Gwen is going to go and be able to take this turret. Lan's going to go ahead and rush back as fast as he possibly can, but it is not going to be fast enough. This will be the turret for red team. So very interesting decisions here, obviously, to take this. They will not be going for the gold mine, so it's going to be interesting to see how they handle it in the late game here. But as we can see, this Lance going to come in. He's looking for potential engagement. Now, obviously, that blue team has fought. They are going to be a little bit stronger than red team, so we are going to be looking for potential engagement here. Vox and Gwen both back in the lane. Vox actually out-leveling Gwen. Gwen throwing a little bit of a taunt there. A flare gun, sorry, coming out. I'm used to seeing the Imperial Sigil fly out from Lyra. But yeah, flare gun, looking to see where blue team is at. Reza currently in the jungle, so we do have a 3-on-2. If there was an engagement, Impale lands a double impale. Gwen stutter stepping back as she can. Gwen will get a good amount of damage onto that Blackfeather. However, Lyra will go down. Reza is now here diving on with Troublemaker, doing a good amount of damage. Gwen is now here to follow up. Netherform Detonator coming out. He's going to do some damage with his empowered auto attacks. Blackfeather is going to be taking the brunt of this damage. Ace's high ultimate coming out from Gwen. That will result in the death of Lance. And now we see a 2-on-3 actually. Red team able to win, very shockingly. So very, very nice damage coming out of red team right now. Let's see if we see a potential engagement. Basically, the only reason that that blue team was able to win that fight with the fight that Lyra went down in is because it was just Lyra and Gwen against all 3 members of blue team. Reza wasn't really there. If Reza was there, they would not have won that fight. But yeah, so let's go ahead and take a look. I guess that goes to the point of Reza being more aware of, you know, what's going on and, you know, watching the map a little bit more. But let's go ahead and take a look. So in the jungle, we do see 48 CS on this Reza to 35 on the Blackfeather. Reza obviously ahead, and it's showing in this game. We do see Reza doing a lot more damage than Blackfeather, obviously in the specific one-on-one duels, but also in team fights. And we do see that, obviously, as a result of his itemization, we do see the Aftershock, the Storm Crown, a little bit of defense, obviously, and then Blackfeather going with a similar route, but pretty much more pure damage. And obviously, Blackfeather as a hero is a little bit more squishy in general. Meanwhile, Vox being pounced onto by all members of Red Team. Double Impale will come out from that Lance. Gwen trying to get that finishing kill on Vox, so she will be unsuccessful. And now Gwen following up with auto attacks on this Lance. Lance is getting dropped fairly low, but he will be able to boots and use the fountain on his team to go and keep everybody safe. Gwen and Red Team pretty much not afraid. Reza taking farm. Gwen diving back in onto Vox, but she still needs one more auto attack. Now she will go down as a result of a turret shot. And now it looks like Lance is caught in the middle here. Blackfeather is going to take a lot of damage, or Reza's taking a lot of damage rather. Throwing out Scorcher. Impale comes out. Nether Form Detonator comes out, though. Very, very nice job on the side of Reza getting that massive amount of damage. And there is the ace from Red Team. So here we saw that 2v2 we did see as soon as Reza used that Nether Form Detonator, he was able to get massive amounts of damage with those empowered auto attacks. And that empowered demon form is really, really where Reza's kit begins to shine, especially in the mid to late game, where we see obviously he's getting more items, he's getting more powerful in that regard. So very nice job on the side of the Reza. Obviously Vox, he's going to have to go ahead and be able to kite back a little bit better. Gwen doing more damage than Vox is right now. Obviously we see 3-1-1, whereas Vox is 2-0-2-2. So let's go ahead and take a look. In terms of the jungle here, we do see the Reza and Gwen obviously farming up as much as they possibly can. Reza looking to go for that broken myth. Myth next. Obviously a good item in the late game to go ahead and stack your crystal damage, get as much crystal damage as possible during long team fights, extended drawn out team fights. That is an awesome item to have. Also, we do see, blue team coming down here. Blackfeather building similarly. We do see the broken myth coming out from Blackfeather as soon as he, as soon as he can build it. Obviously, he's kind of gold deprived because blue team really hasn't been winning these team fights. However, we do see potential for them in the future with this, with a late game hero like Vox as we go into the late game. So this will be very interesting to see how they handle it. And yeah, I'm excited to see what they do. So Red Team looking for this engagement. Lyra going in with Arcane Passage. Scorcher being thrown out by the Nether Form, or by Reza. Nether Form to Ender coming down. Vox taking good amount of damage. Ace is high onto Blackfeather. Blackfeather will get pretty much deleted. Fountain coming up from the blue team. Vox taking a lot of burst damage. He will use Sonic Zoom to go ahead and get away. Scorcher being thrown out once again by Reza. That will be a miss actually for him. Lance going to go ahead and head back. Reza and Red Team going to go ahead and rinse and repeat to go ahead and take the farm of Blue Team as they can, because obviously once you get ahead of Vainglory, you don't want to go and give up that lead, and that's not what they intend to do. They're going to go ahead and take as much farm from Blue Team as possible. Obviously there's nothing left in the jungle for them to take. They took the Crystal Sentry, they took all the minions, they're dropping Scout Traps. They pretty much want full dominance right now. Blackfeather looking to see if there's any farm for him to take, and there really is nothing. We also see Vision on the side of Red Team. Blue Team really failing to go ahead and use Vision. We do see obviously Vision in the Tri-Brush, Vision in the bottom shot bush, the Kraken Pit, lane bushes, really everywhere you can imagine there is Vision. Obviously Lyra does have that contraption, so that is helping. And Lance kind of has to buy the Scout Traps by himself. He actually just did pick some up, but really Reza and Lyra are popping them as fast as he can put them down. So we do see Troublemaker and Scorcher engaging onto Lance. He will go ahead and use his combat role to go ahead and get away, but really we see a potential engagement from Blackfeather here, but really he has to be extremely careful. Lance diving through the wall, that is not a good space for him right now. He should have stayed on the other side, and he will get bursted down immediately. Blackfeather also caught in a very bad situation. We do see Crystal Sentry going on to this Lyra, and Gwen is aware of it as well. Potentially a good spot for Blue Team to engage onto Red Team, but obviously they're not going to want to take this fight, considering they are 2v3 and behind. So Reza using a Scorcher to go ahead and get through, but those minions are going to block it right now. Also getting blocked that one as well. Vox going to go and get as much damage to them as he possibly can, but he does have to stack up obviously his Poison Shiv, and he doesn't really have Breaking Point yet, so he doesn't have too much source of damage in terms of that. Blackfeather using that on point to go ahead and resist some of that damage. Impale coming out, that will get missed. Vox looking for a potential engagement here. Netherford Detonator coming back down onto the Vox, or to the Blackfeather, who's trying his best to kite away. And double Impale coming on to Lyra and Gwen and Reza. That will be a very, very nice one. Actually causing red team to retreat. Blue team doesn't really know if they want to engage on this. Probably making the right decision by having them back off, because obviously when you don't lose any members and you're behind, obviously that's a win for you. This was obviously considered a loss for red team, considering they did not get any kills. So very nice job on the side of blue team, trying to get this lead from red team. Obviously it's still a long thing in the making. They're about 7,000 gold behind them, 8,000 gold. But obviously it's a start. So we see Lance picking up even more scout traps. He's going to go ahead and see what he can do. Obviously, he does have some pretty good vision in the back side of their jungle, but Lyra pretty much dominating this center area of the Kraken pit. Pretty much every move that blue team makes, they will be watching. We do see Lyra coming up here. Potentially, blue team seeing what's going on. She just walks right past that scout trap, and she's going to walk right past that one as well. So pretty much, blue team just saw everything that she just did. So that is why vision is very, very helpful when you do have it. But obviously if red team wanted to go in for Kraken now, blue team would not know. Blackfeather, there is the engagement. Blue team does not really have a Crystal Sentry right now because they did get killed. Blackfeather getting focused down immediately after he gets caught out, and now Vox has to back off. Ace's High Ultimate coming out from over the wall that will miss. And now we do see Reza trying to bait out the blue team with some recall animations. However, that will not be effective. Reza looking to go ahead and throw in some stuff as he can. Blue team looking to go ahead and just stall this to see what they can do over time. Will be interesting to see if they're able to come back here. But now Vox and Lance headed back down. We do see Lyra starting the Kraken potential for a team fight to break out here. We do see, go and take a look. Kraken being started by red team, about half health right now. Looks like blue team is not really aware of it. Lance kind of chilling in their bush over there. This will result in a Kraken going to red team. Blue team is going to go ahead and have to back off at this point and going to go ahead and farm at their turret. Not farm at their turret, but wait at their turret for Kraken to arrive at the turret. So yeah, because obviously if they decide to fight it all the way on the middle here, they would most likely lose the fight and it wouldn't be good for them. So Lyra throwing out a taunt there. Vox getting some auto attacks in, but he does have to be careful because of all three members of red team that have arrived on scene. Double Impale coming out from the Lance, but he is taking a good amount of damage from it. And now another from Vintner coming back on. Lance taking a good amount of damage. Lance will fall. And now blue team, or red team, taking a good amount of turret shots because of that. However, now that the Kraken is on the turret, it will kind of get knocked out as soon as it tries to make a move. Vox and Blackfeather have to play this extremely, extremely cautiously. They will have to back off. However, Gwen and Reza doing so much damage to this base. Vox trying to out-stutter step Gwen, but he is going to be unsuccessful. This most likely will be GG's as we move into the late game here. Lance and Blackfeather attempting to go ahead and move on to them, but they will actually get a kill onto Reza, but it's not going to be enough before the vein will explode. So GG guys, thank you so much to everybody that is watching. Obviously we did see for a little bit of post-game analysis, we do see just the immediate lead from red team. Obviously they were ahead from the start. Blue team, a couple good fights in there. They tried to take the game back, but at the end of the day, red team kind of just had the better synergy, I guess, at this point. Obviously Vox wasn't doing bad at all in the lane. He kept up with with Gwen significantly well in the lane. Obviously 155 CS to 160, and obviously I noticed in the early game Vox was actually pressuring Gwen back into her turret, but I think just in the late game Blackfeather was not able to scale up against this Reza. Reza got really far ahead, and just the build, he was doing massive amounts of damage with his empowered auto attacks after using Netherform Detonator. And obviously they had a good Lyra. Lyra was providing a lot of vision, using Fountain at the right time, and yeah, just kind of the recipe for a good team. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I very much appreciate it. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Hope to see you guys in the next video, and yeah, that'll be it. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.